Allotment for Benjamin. The first lot came up for the tribe of Benjamin according to his clans. Their allotted territory lay between the tribes of Judah and Joseph. On the north side of their boundary began at the Jordan, past the north slope of Jericho, and headed west into the hill country, coming out at the wilderness beneath Beth Aven. From there it crossed to the south slope of Luz, that is Bethel, and went down to Ataroth Adar on the hill south of lower Beth Horon. From the hill facing Beth Horon on the south of the boundary turned south along the western side and came out at Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, a town of the people of Judah. This was the western side. The southern side began at the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim on the west, and on the boundary came out at the spring of the waters of Nephtoah. The boundary went down to the foot of the hill facing the valley of Ben Hinnom, the valley of Ben Hinnom, north of the valley of Rephaim. It continued down to Hinnom Valley along the southern slope of the Jebusite city, and so to En Rogel. It then curved north, went to En Shemesh, continued to Gililith, which faces the pass of Adumim, and ran down to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. It continued to the northern slope of Beth Araba, and on down to the Araba. It then went to the northern slope of Beth Hoglah, and came out of the northern bay of the Dead Sea. At the mouth of the Jordan in the south, this was the southern boundary. The Jordan formed the boundary on the eastern side. These were the boundaries that marked out the inheritance of the clans of Benjamin on all sides. The tribe of Benjamin, according to his clans, had the following towns: Jericho, Beth Hoglah, Emek Keziz, Beth Araba, Zemaraim, Bethel, Avim, Perah, Ophrah, Kephar, Amani, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns and their villages: Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Kephirah, Moza, Rekim, Irpil, Tarala, Zillah, Haelv, the Jebusite city that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath, 14 towns and their villages. This was the inheritance of Benjamin for its clans. Allotment for Simeon. The second lot came out of the tribe of Simeon according to his clans. Their inheritance lay within the territory of Judah. It included Beersheba or Sheba, Malada, Hazer, Shul or Shol, Bala, Ezim, El Tolad, Bethul, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markabath, Hazer, Susa, Beth Leboeth, and Sheruhin, 13 towns and their villages: Ain, Rimmon, Ether, and Ashan, 4 towns and their villages, and all the villages around these towns as far as Balabir, Ramah, and the Negev. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the Simeonites according to its clans. The inheritance of the Simeonites was taken from the share of Judah, because the Judah's portion was more than they needed. So the Simeonites received their inheritance within the territory of Judah. Allotment for Zebulun. The third lot came up for Zebulun according to his clans. The boundary of their inheritance went as far as Sarid. Going west, it ran into Barala, touched Dabishith, and extended to the ravine near Jokneam. It turned east from the Sarid toward the sunrise to the territory of Kisloth Tabor and went on to Daberath and up to Japhia. Then it continued eastward to Gath Hefer and Eth Kazin, and it came out at Rimmon and turned toward Nea. There the boundary went toward the north to Hanathan and ended at the valley of Ifta El. Included were Kata, Nahalal, Shimron, Idala, and Bethlehem. There were 12 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of Zebulun, according to his clans. Allotment for Issachar. The fourth lot came out for Issachar according to his clans. Their territory included Jezreel, Kesulath, Shunim, Hapharaim, Shion, Anaharath, Rabith, Kishion, Ebez, Rameth, En Ganim, En Hadah, and Beth Pazez. The boundary touched Tabor, Shahazuma, and Beth Shemesh, and ended at the Jordan. There were 16 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were their inheritance of the tribe of Issachar according to its clans. Allotment for Asher. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of Asher according to his clans. Their territory included Helkath, Hali, Beten, Akshaph, Alamelech, Ahmad, and Mishal. On the west of the boundary touched Carmel and Shehor Libnath. Then it turned east towards Beth Dagon, touched Zebulun and the country and the valley of Ifta El, and went north to Beth Emek and Neiel, passing Kabul on the left. It went to Abdon, Rehob, Haman, and Kana, as far as Greater Sidon. The boundary then turned back toward Ramah and went to the fortified city of Tyre and turned toward Hosa and came out at the Mediterranean Sea in the region of Akzib. Umma, Afek, and Rehob, there were 22 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Asher according to its clans. Allotment for Naphtali. The sixth lot came out for Naphtali according to its clans. Their boundary went out from Heleph and the large tree in Zananim, passing Adami, Nekeb, and Jabneel to Lakum, and ending at the Jordan. The boundary ran east towards Osnath Tabor and came out at Hukok, and it touched Zebulun on the south, Asher on the west, and the Jordan on the east. The fortified towns were Zedim, Zir, Hamath, Rakath, Kinnereth, Adama, Ramah, Hazer, Kadesh, Edrei, En Hazar, Iron, Migdal El, Horem, Beth Anath, and Beth Shemesh. There were 19 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Naphtali according to its clans. Allotment for Dan. The seventh lot came out for the tribe of Dan according to its clans. The territory of their inheritance included Zorah, Eshtaol, Ir Shemesh, Shalabin, Aijalon, or Ayalon, Ithla, Elon, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, Elteke, Gibbethon, Balath, Jehud, Bin, Barak, Gath Rimmon, Mijarkin, and Rakan, with the area facing Joppa. When the territory of Danites was lost to them, they went up and attacked Leshan, took it, put it to the sword, and occupied it. They settled in Leshem and named it Dan after their ancestor. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Dan. Allotment for Joshua. When they had finished dividing the land into its allotted portions, the Israelites gave Joshua son of Nun an inheritance among them as the Lord had commanded. They gave him the town he asked for, Timnath Serah, in the hill country of Ephraim, and he built up the town and settled there. These are the territories that Eliezer, the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the tribal clans of Israel assigned by the lot of Shiloh in the presence of the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting. And so they finished dividing the land. Cities of refuge, I will get to that tomorrow. I am out of time. I will see you guys in the next video.